that's the number one question people ask me. How do I get started? I believe that 2025 is the best time for you to get started investing in real estate. And so I believe in 2025, if you're looking to get into multifamily property, it is the single best program available. And that is the Fannie Mae owner-occupied conventional 30-year term. Now, the great thing about this program is that you can get into a multifamily property if you're going to live in one of the units for as little as 5% down. The federal government under Fannie Mae recently rolled out a loan program that allows you to invest in a duplex, triplex, or even a fourplex for as little as 5% down. That's a game changer. I think this opportunity of a lifetime. I've been sharing this with all my friends and family, and nobody seems to have heard about it, even other investors. And so I just thought I would just make a short little video, share it with you. I mean, this is really a game changer if you think about it. You can get into $1 million property with $50,000 down. What does that look like? Well, if you're looking at a 4-unit, a fourplex, let's say it's $1 million. That means that the down payment required to purchase that property is $50,000. Or you could, if you're in a smaller market, you might be able to get a fourplex for $100,000 a unit, right? That's $400,000. What's 5% of that? That's $20,000. That's $20,000 to get into an income producing property. It's a conventional loan for a multifamily. So it can be for a duplex, triplex, fourplex, but it allows you to purchase so long as you plan to live in one of the units for a certain amount of time. So this may totally change my investment strategy for 2025. I've been doing single family for 20 years, and I wish this program existed 20 years ago. So in 2001, I was working at a car lot. It was a Nissan new and used car lot. And I was a salesman, and our sales manager was a young guy. He was in his 20s. His name was Drew Hood. Now, Drew's gone on to make tens of millions of dollars, but at that time, he had just closed his first multifamily deal. I think it was a 12-unit that he purchased. It was 2 6-units side by side. One of them had fire damage, so he bought it. They remediated the fire damage, fixed it up, flipped it. And I think he made like $120,000 in just a couple of months. Well, at that time, I was hopeful if I could make $120,000 the entire year. Even for Drew, $10,000 a month would have been a good month. And so he was able to make 1 year's worth of income on one deal. And that really opened my eyes that, man, I need to get into real estate. I need to be an investor. Now here I am working bell to bell, and my eyes got opened. Man, I need to get into multifamily. I need to buy apartments. Well, when I got started in real estate, you needed 20 to 25% down. So I started looking at a fourplex and an 8plex and a 12plex. And at that time, $10,000 a unit, $10,000 a door was kind of the entry level best price you could expect, like on a C or D grade property. And so there was only one problem. You had to have 25% down to get into an investment property. Well, I didn't have 25% down. I didn't have 10% down. And so instead of getting into multifamily, I got into my first single family home. I've been buying property for over 20 years, mostly single family. I have purchased some multifamilies, some 4 units, some 6 units, some 2 units, a lot of single family, even some commercial. For many of you who have some money set aside and you don't know what to do with it, I get that. That's the number one question people ask me. How do I get started? And this is people that, small business owners, they're successful, they maybe own their house and they want to get into real estate. For all of you who are out there and you're in that situation, for 2025, you really need to look into this. The Fannie Mae 5% down, owner-occupied, multifamily loan. You can purchase a duplex, live in one side, rent out the other side, a 3-unit, or a fourplex, live in 1 unit, rent out the other 3. You don't have to do that forever. And just like any other conventional loan, of course, there's requirements to qualify. So in order to qualify for the loan, you're going to need a 640 credit score, 6 months reserves, a 45% debt to income ratio, and just 5% down. Another requirement is the lender is most likely going to be looking at a 45% debt to income ratio. What does that mean? Meaning $10,000 a month, your debt to income ratio, your debt payments cannot exceed $4,500 a month. That includes your car payment, your house payment, your student loan payment, your credit card payment, whatever payments you might have. The really good thing about this program is that if you own a house or have housing expenses, which I interpret to be your rent, and you have any sort of rental experience, then you can actually use 75% of the income of the current property that you're buying to qualify in addition to your income. Now that's huge. The bank's going to be looking for 6 months reserve. So if your monthly payment is $4,000 a month, then you need to have an additional $24,000 set aside in reserves. You can prove that up with your bank statement or your retirement account statement if you have money set aside in like a 401k or Roth IRA or something like that. There's a length of term that you have to own or occupy the property. I haven't been able to find that, but if you reach out to your loan officer, or if somebody knows, they can state that down below in the comments if it's like 10 months or 12 months or 2 years. Honestly, I don't know, but I do know it's not forever. I mean, just like any other loan, it's a conventional loan. Even though it's multifamily, the process is going to be pretty much the same. You're going to get with your loan officer, you're going to fill out an application, you're going to get approved, you got to show the reserves, you know, find the property, negotiate a deal, go to contract, be under contract, have inspections, have an appraisal. Maybe you have to go renegotiate again because there were some issues that need to be fixed. Get with your loan officer, go over your conditional loan approval, start clearing the conditions, clear the conditions, get clear to close, take possession of the property. So if you've done this at least one time, like you own your home, then you've been through this process before. So in summary, if you're looking to get into multifamily property in 2025, the best way to do it is going to be with an owner-occupied, conventional, Fannie Mae, 5% down loan. Well, I hope you found this short video helpful. If you find that it's helpful, you know, leave a comment below, give a thumbs up, whatever. There's really only one way to break out of the matrix, in my opinion, and that's through real estate.